Our penultimate race before the lunch break. We return to senior road tax action. Heat 3, Groups A versus E. Here is your starting grid. So, a quintet of Brits at the front of the field. Reese Hunter starts on pole position, and brother Kai joins them on the front row, the 323 and the 380, both from Dan Holland Racing. Magic Hamera, based out of Reading, starts from P3, and alongside him will be James Lingard. Aaron Walker also joins us this weekend, fresh from his racing in the B&L karting series last week, and the same for Lingard as well. They ran out the top 5. Max Stemmerdink, the next different nationality in P6, rounding out the top 3 rows. Nick Cuppens, Ehad Tucker, Artur Horsch, and Christian Decline round out the top 10. Villegård Edqvist, now moving to KR Sport for 2021 in seniors. Lars Zainen will join him on row 6. Luca Thiel and Mika Barthelemy round out row 7. And it's Jens van der Heijden and Patrick Slox-Mellis in row 8. Patrick Rundqvist and Vigor Hjorvard making an all-Swedish row 9, with an all-French row 10 completing the top 20 in Simon Gaspard and Anthony Bilou. Hugo Bach, Arvid Rosen, Yuri Tenhef, Kylian Tarnier, Giuseppe Fico, Corentin Franchi, Milan Ritter, and Astrid Amlöf. They round out the 14 rows comprising of 28 different drivers. And we do have another 10 minutes on the clock, plus an additional lap. We'll have one more after this, and then we go to the lunch break for half an hour. So currently, the weather is definitely bringing its own party piece along to us here at Karting Genk. So currently, air temperature 9 degrees Celsius, light rain, easterly wind of 6 kilometers an hour with a humidity of around 90%, UV index of 2 out of 10. Well, considering the fact we've got no sunshine trying to break its way through the clouds, this is where, the drivers are going to be drying out race suits, drying out wetsuits, drying out racing boots, making sure that the race helmets are well ventilated and also dried after every session. And one of the things that they don't want is to be off. They don't want to be below par. They want to be at full strength, ready to go racing. So the red lights ignite on the starting gantry. Race 7 of the meeting. Race 3 for senior road tax out of 10. Through into the tram lines we go. The Hunter brothers at the front of the field. Another full start. So the drivers now having to resettle, refocus, and wait. Get themselves ready. They'll have their own traits in preparation and making sure that they can do their level best. Oh, so looks like I just had our broadcast director in my ear, just sort of like having a bit of a moment there. I don't know what about. I think he saw something I didn't, but I think it looks like someone had a bit of an off-track excursion, let's say. Because if you, for those that might remember last season, we had an absolute tumultuous downpour. I think it was for B&L karting series, and I remember Zander Schriblak going straight on, very much like Zendarua did earlier on this morning. But you can just tell how hard these drivers are pushing. So, second time around, looks like a bit of a more controlled start by the brothers, the Hunter brothers, Reese and Kai at the front of the field. They will lead them out of the final corner. Into the tram lines we go. Are we ready? Are we steady? This time we go racing. And it looks like a good start from the pole sitter as he goes sideways going into turns 1 and 2. And his brother going towards the outside of turn 2 as they all start scrabbling. They can use the runoff area. Oh, there were some that were very, very close indeed to going rally crossing off of the runoff area as it was 3 abreast. There was one person that was sandwiched in the middle, and there is a turnaround. Oh my goodness, someone's done a 360 and has managed to keep the throttle pinned. I doff my cap to the whoever that was. Oh, and then we've got more dramas as now That is the 3:22. Hugo back from RM Concept. Nyon beached off of the outside of turn number 6 onto the Europlan, but the French driver gets back going. As there's more dramas here, and if I'm completely honest, there are several. I mean, Vilgot Edqvist from Sweden is absolutely fired up and ready to fight on this circuit. And Max Stemmerdink definitely factoring in up the order. So the drivers now, so it's Rees leading from Kai Hunter. And it looks like that is James Lingard and Aaron Walker. Well, let's have a look. 370 Aaron Walker now is up into third position. Ehad Turker has started P8. He's now up into P4. James Lingard in fifth. Nick Cuppens, Artur Horsch, Max Stemmerdink, Vilgot Edqvist and Luca Thiel rounding out the top 10. Magic Hamera got a rude awakening, I must admit. And Hamera started on the inside of row 2 behind pole sitter Rees Hunter, and he's now down into 12th behind Luca Thiel and Christian de Klein. So Hugo back having dramas off of turn number 6, and he's still down at the bottom end of the field. 8 minutes plus an additional lap. We have one more senior Rotax heat before this, before we go to the lunch break, which will be half an hour. All teams are reminded it is engine silence through that half an hour, and also no warming up of engines is permitted. Oh, a little bit of a coming together, and I think that was Vilgot Edqvist in the 3-3-2, and that was with Christian de Klein. He's got Lars Zane right up his back bumper and up the inside of him through into turn 12. The Belgian capitalizes on that little tag between Edqvist and de Klein, and it's a quartet of Brits at the front of the field, but for how much longer? Well, Artur Horsch has just thrown his Gallic 2 cents into the ring right there, but then Lingard trying to go back up the inside through turn 4. Oh, Roche runs wide, and that allows Ehad Turker to go up the inside of the Frenchman, but they're still side by side going through into turn 6. Oh my goodness me, Nick Cuppens celebrating his birthday earlier on this week, as now Roche on the defensive and right up his back bumper. That is, I'm not too sure who that is. That could be maybe Ehad Turker. And that is the case, and Turker's got past. He absolutely barged his way past us. Oh! Roche retaliates. And then Christian de Klein. Christian de Klein is like looking in front and saying, what on earth is going on here? Artur Horsch back up the inside. Ehad Turker not giving up. Christian de Klein is just waiting, biding his time. And if the pin wasn't pulled on the grenade, here in Heat 3, out of 10 for Senior Rotax, that has now been defiantly guaranteed. So drivers now crossing the line. It is still Rees and Kai Hunter, the brothers based out of the Tyne and Wear region in the United Kingdom, just off of Sunderland. As again, Roche and Turker going, they're both at loggerheads, and Turker's got ahead at the minute, but Christian de Klein is waiting. As now that was Lars Zanen up the inside, possibly on Max Stemmerdink there. And it has been difficult. Magic Hammer is not having a great time. He's, as I said, he's got this youngster based out of Reading. He's got a rude awakening, but I said to him, just go out there and enjoy and learn. And that's what he's doing. As again, Roche and Turker are not going to be in the great favours of race control. Christian de Klein ran the outside of Artur Horsch going through turn 9. Great spirited charge from the young Dutchman. And then here comes Lars Zane, who just goes, yep, hold my beer, I'm going to follow through with you. And he does so. Artur Horsch now has 2 carts ahead of him. And then he's got Max Stemmerdink trying to go around the outside towards the apex of turn 11. And he goes and does the switcheroo. He does the old Nigel Mansell dummy, did Max Stemmerdink, right there and then on the halfway point of the race. But the quartet at the front of the field, they are trying to stretch a lead. And between James Lingard and Nick Cuppens, that's 4th and 5th, the gap is about 2 seconds. So running order, hopefully as long as it doesn't change, I'll do this as quickly as possible. Rees and Kai Hunter lead the way. Walker and Lingard P3 and 4. Cuppens, Turker, de Klein, Zanen, Stemmerdink, Roche. That's the top 10. Rundqvist, Edqvist, Tanje, Lokmelis, Ritter, Bilou, Barthélemy, Thiel, Fico, Bach, Hjorvard, Rosen, Hamera, Tenhef, Gaspar, Franchi, Amloff and Van der Heijden all the way down in 28th and stone dead last. But it has been a pretty much controlled affair by the quartet of Brits at the front of the field. Local time now 12:30. And the rain showing no signs of abating whatsoever. And the rain looks to be intensifying this afternoon, according to the predictive weather. It's one thing to be predictive. It's one thing to see it actually in front of you. And I always am one of these people, okay, I'll look at the weather, but I won't necessarily believe it until I see it. So, drivers still involved in battles up and down the order of this 28-strong driver grid. Atul Hosch past Max Stemmerdink. And now we'll start chasing down those in front, which will include Lars Zeinen, the 397 from GKS. Then it's Christian de Klein. So Simon Gaspard has got past Yuri Tenhef for 24th position. Hugo Bach has now got past Luca Thiel for 18th. So Christian de Klein, Lars Zeinen and Atul Hosch definitely getting their elbows out this afternoon. But some have done it discreetly. Others have just decided, well, I'm going to throw caution to the wind and go for it and see what happens. Roll the dice. Well, you either hit red or black or you strike out. And you can just see that Atul Hosch is trying to close. Oh, a little bit of a clip on the curb there for, it was Patrick Rundqvist or Vilgot Edqvist that hit the inside of the curbing. And the right front wheel caught on the outside of the curb. And then the back end nearly tried to step out to the left-hand side. But it was a good catch, whichever Swede it was. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. The rain is still coming down. The rooster tails from the Mojo W5 wet weather tyres are starting to intensify. It is difficult out there in terms of the visibility for not just me in the commentary box, not only for our camera crew, but also for the drivers out there, because if you can anticipate what's going on in front of you, that's great. And especially when you're driving a little bit with your 2020 vision being somewhat compromised, let's say. But the drivers are doing a very, very good job. All 28 drivers still circulating after 6 laps. Oh, now that was a great move there by Lars Zeinen up the inside of Christian de Klein through turn 8. And through turn 9, de Klein starts to try and retaliate. But on that particular occasion, when he does go side by side with the GKS driver, de Klein has to back out of it. And here comes Atul Hosch back for seconds. Or is that dessert? I don't know. Might have to ask him later. But that is now a quartet of drivers battling over 7th position. That's being led by Turkey's Erhard Turker. Lars Zeinen in 8th. Christian de Klein in 9th. Atul Hosch down in 10th position. Well, and you can just see how committed they are. That's 6th to 9th position. So Erhard Turker doing his level best. Oh, now that is Aaron Walker. And James Lingard has got past him in the meantime. Oh, now there is a car off of turn 2. And the driver is pulling that in. And I think that is the 337. That's it for Atul Hosch. Oh, I looked at the livery and I went, oh, don't tell me. And my fears were realised and they came true. So Atul Hosch is our first retirement of this race. And we are fast approaching the conclusion of said race with 23 seconds on the clock remaining. And it is the Hunter brothers. Rees leading Kai. Rees taking pole position after qualifying was amalgamated and put together. So 7 on the clock remains. He goes across the line with 5 on the clock. So next time around, he will then get the last lap board. And the Hunter family actually run Karting Northeast, Warden Law Kart Club. So I hope, Father Hunter, if you're watching at home, hope you're keeping well. Hopefully I'll see you at some point in the not too distant future, my friend. So it has been a pretty straightforward display for the 4 British drivers at the front of the field, but everyone behind. Now, keep an eye on Erhard Turker because he is closing on Nick Cuppens. And what's more, Turker's just set the fastest lap. 1 minute 13.987. And he was nearly 8 tenths quicker than Nick Cuppens. So Cuppens is trying to get to the finish, but Turker will want that 5th place. But we'll have one more lap after this one. Final lap board is being prepared. And now, Rhys Hunter will become the 3rd different winner. So Kimber, LaHaye, and now Rhys Hunter look to strike their authority. And that will put them on level pegging. But in terms of qualification in senior Rotax, what you'll find now is that we could have multiple different winners. If anyone might remember Karting Campillos last February, we had multiple different winners. We had 5, 6, I think, if memory serves me correctly, if Mika Barthelemy gets past Lokmelis from Latvia. But it has been no bridge over troubled water for Rhys Hunter. He has solidified and extended the lead over brother Kai. The gap was nearly 4.2 seconds over in terms of the lead, as Rhys Hunter makes his way through into turn 8, into the left-hander at turn 9, for what is the final time. And again, you can just see how treacherous it is becoming. The rainfall has been consistently intense. At this intensity, well, it's starting to get a bit harder now as I look out of the commentary box window. But Rhys Hunter does a perfect job to keep out of trouble, keep his nose clean, and takes the race victory by a considerable margin. So, in second position, his brother Kai comes across the line to finish 4.6 seconds behind. James Lingard in 3rd and Aaron Walker in 4th place. Nick Cuppens, the next different nationality, representing these very shores here in Belgium, P5. Erhard Turker in 6th, ahead of Lars Zanen. Christian de Klein, Max Stemmerdink, Patrick Rundqvist, Kilian Tarnier, Vilgot Edqvist, Mika Barthelemy, Patrick Slokmelis and Hugo Back round out the top 15. Milan Ritter in 16th, Anthony Boulou from France in 17th, ahead of Igor Hjorvard, Arvid Rosen and Luca Thiel, who rounded out the top 20. Giuseppe Fico in 21st, Magic Camara on his first incursion into the Euro Trophy. Here is a senior. He places 22nd on this particular occasion. A bit of learning for the youngster to do. Simon Gaspar in 23rd place, ahead of Yuri Tenhef. Corentin Franchi rounds out the top 25. Jens van der Heyden completes the top 26 drivers, followed by Astrid Amlöf from Sweden, with Artur Horsch unfortunately retiring, going through turn 2 after 8 laps.